Hey guys, we're back again at the Workbench. Let me adjust this camera. So this is gonna be, yeah, that's good. You can see some of the shades under here. I'm gonna do something different behind me for the next video, but this one's gonna remain the same. Hey guys, we're back at the Workbench with a new topic today. You may have seen the video on moss manufacturing, and I have a similar video that we're gonna do about Encon. And that's because I had the privilege of speaking to one of the founders of Encon, and so I have a lot of proprietary information from him. This information has been published on my ceiling fan page in the past, but I thought it'd be great to cover in a video. I've got several pages of notes here, way more notes than I had for the Moss video. So I'm really just going to read through these notes and we'll discuss them. So, for those who don't know, Encon started importing ceiling fans from India, and they were probably the first big importer. SMC was actually the first to import ceiling fans into the US back in the 50s, and then Encon doesn't say when. Well, we'll come back to that. I'll do this as an outtake. Hey guys, we're back at the Workbench with yet another great topic. Today we're going to talk about Encon fans. Encon was one of the first companies to import ceiling fans into the US. SMC was actually the first in the 1950s, and Moss was the first to do it en masse in huge quantities. But Encon might have been the first to regularly sell fans to the US in the 1970s, prior to the ceiling fan and import craze in the late 70s and early 80s. I've had the privilege of speaking to somebody who was one of the founders of Encon, so I've got several pages of notes here that we're going to go through. I have several Encon fans in my collection. I remembered seeing some of their industrials as a child, and then their later residential models were the house brand for local stores like Shopco. I can't remember other ones. Okay, let me stop. Hey guys, we're back at the Workbench, and today we're going to talk about Encon ceiling fans. Encon might have been the first company to significantly import ceiling fans into the US. SMC was the first company to import ceiling fans, period. They dated back to the 50s. Moss was the first company to do it in huge quantities, but Encon was already selling fans to the US in quantities bigger than SMC, but smaller than Moss in the 70s, even before the ceiling fan craze picked up and the import craze picked up in the late 70s and early 80s. Encon was already selling their Crompton Greaves products, and they were a very popular line then. And then they diversified into several other styles of fans and were very popular well into the 90s. I remember seeing them in local stores like Shopco as their house brand in the 90s. We had lots of Encon fans in my house growing up. My wife had Encon fans in her house growing up. They were a very popular brand. Let's talk about them. I have several pages of notes here. I can't remember if I said that already, so god damn it, this is going to be another outtake.